Do
Who
you want
wants
me to?
who wants to kick off?
I'm easy. Daniel, you tell me, brother.
Whoever, whatever. I'll ask the first question here. You can
You
both
want to
answer.
ask who you asking, brother?
I'll ask you first, and then Leonard.
All right, brother.
All right. So, what helped you realize it was time to get clean?
What helped me realise? I'll tell you what helped me realise what helped me realise was I was obviously doing stuff I kind of never thought I'd be doing in addiction. And I remember many, many times, this is just kind of one of them. I woke up, I was in a car and I woke up and some lady banging on the window, and I've kind of woke up and I didn't really know where I was, and she's kind of gone, move your car, you're in my driveway. And I've the car wasn't on, but I've tried to gas the accelerator, and I've looked back at her and I've said it's not working, and she's gone. This is somebody. This is public. This is a lady that does not know me from a bar of soap, and she's knocked on. She goes, "Turn the car on, you cooked cunt." So I've then turned the car on and kept driving, and look, that was probably 2 weeks before I pulled the pin, and then I woke up again at Clifton Hill Macca's and didn't know where the fuck I was, brother. But that was happening quite frequently for me, brother. And heroin, I was on the ice, and I was just pushing myself to extreme. But that's when like some Sheila, I was parked in the middle of her driveway, passed out. I black passed out, just been up for too long, and I thought, fuck me, dude, I must be fucking really, everyone told me I was, but when the public starts, but she didn't know me, I was passed out. Things like that, and look, so much other things too, man. I was doing things I never thought I'd be doing again, and that's what kind of helped me push me over the line of, oh, maybe I some, do change. So yeah, yeah, bro.
How about you, Lenny?
Yeah, that's interesting question, man. Because at the end of my using, man, I didn't think there was a reason to get clean because I had values once upon a time when I was a young guy, and I wouldn't do a lot of things that I started to do. I started to cross the line and started doing shit that I used to be so embarrassed about. Like robbing people that I knew, lying to my loved ones, putting drugs before my kids. And people would look at me and think, you putrid cunt, like really. And I didn't know what they were talking about. And then when I realised one day I woke up, there was no one in my life. My kids didn't want to see me. I had warrants out for my arrest. I had people that didn't want nothing to do with me. My exes all like barred me, I had restraining orders and there was nowhere left to go. I was lucky. I found myself I was on a heap of methadone and I found myself being offered a place in a detox to come off the methadone. And I didn't even know what that concept was. But I went to the doctor's surgery, Jagoda in North Melbourne, and I remember him saying to me, he goes, mate, you're someone that needs to go on methadone and stay on methadone for the rest of your life. There's no hope for you. And that pretty much woke me up. I thought, fuck that. And then I put myself into Pleasant View, and that was the beginning of attempting to get clean. And then obviously, the first few attempts didn't work, and I just kept going. And finally, I got introduced to the rooms, and my life took off. But that didn't mean I stayed clean and lived happily ever after. It's a big transition from that life to this life. So there's many, many moments. Joel said it before. You can't pinpoint just one little event. I think there's an accumulation of all the events. When you put them all together, it's fucking like, what the fuck does it take these people so long to see the damage they're doing? But that's a good question, man.
Yeah, thanks, brother. What about you, Daniel?
Well, it helped me realize it was time to get clean. Fuck, I didn't even realize, man. I didn't realize I was enjoying myself, fucking still partying, drinking this shit. Like, I didn't even want to get clean. And it wasn't until we came to that meeting in the Gambia and everyone's story it was like a god, what do you call it, like a godsend type of thing, because everyone's story just like hit me like right in the heart, like about losing their kids and all that stuff. And I didn't think I was ever like gonna be like that, but you don't know. Like these guys could have been like us too. They could have been like just normal blokes like us, partying and doing whatever. And obviously one thing leads to another, and they've lost their kids. They haven't seen them in like 3 years. That big bloke that was next to me. Remember that big bloke at the meeting?
Yeah.
Like he freaked me the fuck out, man. Like he looked like a nutter, man. And he was crying, telling his story, and I'm like, fuck. I don't ever want that to happen to me. And it was just that was it. I didn't touch a drink or a drug since then that day. Like, and I had not one intention of stopping, man. Like, I was coming off my Christmas breakup party. Fuck, I was on. It was what I was on every day until like 2 days before my uncle's funeral, and I was on every day. And then straight after my uncle's funeral, I was at the cricket, mate, and I wasn't coming home, bro. I had my missus calling my dad, asking, saying he's not home. Where the fuck is he? Is my dad there? Can you hear me? Yeah.
No, he's on the
Oh,
phone at the moment.
oh. But yeah,
Lagged.
man.
Lagged.
Yeah, but that's what was happening, bro. And I didn't even realize, man. I was fucking Christmas Day. I was that,
He's on his
oh,
way back. He's on
is
his
it?
way back
That's
now.
right. That's right. He knows anyway. Man, Christmas Day, I was still out till 6 in the morning. You know what I mean? And fucking, got my missus on the phone. Where the fuck are you? I'm here. I'm still drinking. I'm still here. I'm fucking here. And like that would happen like nearly every night, man. For like, what was it like? When was Sam's funeral? From the
In
20th
November.
of Nah,
Yeah.
December, just before thing. And it was so from the 20th of the breakup party, I was gone from the night before still, and I didn't. I was at my mate's breakup party the night before, and I kept on going, bro. You know what I mean? And that didn't stop until fucking I got to Nagant, which is
Mm,
what Christmas Eve or something like that. And then that meeting, bro, that was it. That was it for me. That's
mm.
that.
On you, brother.
Excellent.
What's the next question? You got Daniel
Um,
from Anonymous.
what was the turning point in your journey to recovery?
Yeah, what was a turning point for me? I could stop, but I could never stay stopped. I could kind of stop for me 2, 3 weeks, maybe if I was lucky. If I was out of Melbourne, I'd probably get my 4 weeks. 5 weeks, maybe, man. Fuck, that was a big one. But when all this kind of obviously happened, and I just kind of started to, mate. I've done the jails, I've done the geographical, I've done all that, and the only thing I didn't do was rehab, and everyone was always suggesting it for me, and I was right off them, and I knew I couldn't do it on my own. Like I've tried many fucking times. So the turning point for me, turning, the turning, like the turning the journey for me to look at recovery was obviously. Yeah, it's interesting. I met Leonard, fucking 4 or 5 years ago. My mum introduced me to him, and I went up and seen him, and his poison was heroin, and mine was ice, and I liked the fella, you know what I mean. But I was like, mate, what's he going to tell me that I don't know? You know what I mean? He couldn't. I wouldn't really, he's heroin, I'm ice, and that was the way I looked at that, and obviously, so the turning thing is I just could not do it alone. I couldn't do it alone. I knew that. I got told that, so I fucked off to Sydney and went and got well up there, and never looked back. Obviously, definitely not cured. I never will be. But work recovery today. But that was a turning point for me, man. I tried everything to stay off drugs. Sorry, and I just fucking couldn't. I just actually couldn't, and so and that's probably the turning point for me, man. Towards the recovery. Yeah.
What about you, Lenny?
Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing as the first question, really.
Yeah.
I mean, when you hear it at meetings all the time, the ends are always the same: jails, institutions, and death. And when you hear it as a cliche, it doesn't make much sense unless you've actually lived it. But I was in a hamster wheel, man. I was just a revolving door: jails, institutions, and death, even death experiences. Look, I remember overdosing once, and I got into an ambulance. They took me to the hospital. They Narcaned me, and they actually told me, don't use because the Narcane's going to wear off. If you use again, you could die. I left the hospital, right? I left the hospital and I went straight back to the dealer and got the same amount of gear and used the same amount, used this again, overdosed again, ended up in the same ambulance at the same hospital. And I remember waking up, and these people were just shaking their heads, thinking, "What the fuck is wrong with this guy, man?" And it's moments like that that just make me realise I have to be crazy to be doing what I'm doing, and I can't see it. See, everyone else can see it. One person uses, but everybody suffers. It's crazy. I've heard all this
Mm.
stuff at meetings for years, but it's just like there's no one thing, you know. Just something happened, and then I started to think I can maybe do this. You know, if I put my energy into this, I think I might be able to pull it off. But like Joel said before, you know, it's easy to get clean. The hardest thing to do is to stay clean because it's repetitive and you've got to wake up. I mean, it's normal for an addict to use drugs. That's what they do. It's
Mm.
unnatural for me not to use drugs. So
Mhm.
I keep forgetting that I'm an addict, and I think I can just have a drink or I can just have a joint, or I can't have one of anything. I'm a fucking pig. And if I have one, I need a heap more to satisfy my quench. So, but yeah, it's good. It's good. Very similar to the first question.
Yeah.
What about you, Daniel?
Yeah, I didn't have
What was the
one, man.
turning point?
I didn't really have one. It was like that meeting, man. It was like that meeting, bro. That was it. I didn't even
Mm.
think about my wife. I didn't think about my kids when I was doing it. I thought, fuck, I'm there. I'll buy them shit. I'll give them money. I'll do whatever. But I wasn't there, you know. But now, like now that you're in it, you can see how fucked it was what you were doing, man, and you didn't even realize.
Mm.
It's exactly like you two, man. Like I used to say to myself every Sunday or Monday, oh, that's it, I'm not doing it. That's it, I'm done. I'm done. Then fucking Thursday, Friday comes, and what the fuck do you do? You're
Mhm.
back on.
Yeah,
You
man,
know what I mean? You're
powerless. Mm.
back on. And then, man, bro, I didn't fucking stop until I was like I had nothing left, and then I'd go to bed, you know. But
Mm.
fuck, like remember that at the start when Leonard, you gave me that book, that Just for Today book. And there
Yeah.
was one thing that said something about like you'll be waking up hearing the fucking birds in the morning, man. Oh, just when I was going to bed, bro.
Mhm.
I mean,
Mhm.
and it wasn't like you like you used to think, fuck, when you heard them birds, you're like, fuck, go to bed, man. But now, now I'm up hearing them birds like normal. It's fucking unreal. It's unbelievable. It's
Mhm.
good, man. It's
On
good.
you, brother. What's
Um,
the what next question we got, Danny?
can you describe what early recovery was like for you?
Hmm. Fuck, early recovery for me. I went up. Early recovery for me was, I went up to Sydney, and I went up to Sydney for a 28-day program, and I left my name at the gate. Left really tried to leave my ego at the gate and tried to get real fucking vulnerable. But I knew I had to come back to people, places, and things. I got to come back. I live in the hood. I live in the hood, man, and everyone I know. Not everyone I know uses ice, but they definitely drink and they have a bit of a play, but that's what leads me to that, mate, it's very fucking scary, man. I remember coming home sometimes, and I didn't get into this program to believe in God and do the steps, and I didn't do that. That wasn't on the menu for me. I just kind of I just wanted to learn how to get clean so I could kind of fucking use responsibly. You know what I mean? And but realizing that I can't do that. So that's when I had to implement all that step stuff and the 12 step, reaching out to a really really tough sponsor like Leonard, and building a fellowship like Daniel, yourself, Carlo, and a couple other good men that we got in our corner. I had to fucking trade the addiction for the connection. Um, and I really had to be vigilant, especially, I wake up, I open my door, man. I got, like I said before, like, I live in an area where it's very, very, it's accepted to be a cooked cunt, you know what I mean? And the program had to be very fucking strong, So I remember sometimes driving through areas, I've used from Broadmeadows to Brighton, and this is the fucking truth. Like I've used every single pocket in Melbourne. So like trying to swap them memories to like I drive past parks and fucking parks and seedy parks and all these little stoop places, and I'm fucking just think because I've used there that many times. So now I'm swapping them, and that was early recovery. That was fucking early recovery. Like driving past these places, getting that anxious, wanting to do a shit. You know what I mean? I want to use. I'd just go fucking straight home and put my head on the pillow. Man, I was fucking, and then obviously my behaviors, all these behaviors started to seep in, that I fucking just put down the bottle and the gear and it was all going to go away. Bullshit, mate. I needed to fucking learn a bit about myself and that's obviously still do. But mate, early recovery for me was very, very hard, but I was desperate to not use again. I had maybe 50, 60 days coming out clean. And I loved that. That 60 days offered me more in 60 days than my 20 years of,
Yeah, he's
you know,
phone.
um, that's the truth. So I wanted to keep on going because I got told that, mate, it's only gets better. The yet's best to come. Mate, I was 58 days clean. I'm like, mate, but this is the best. You know what I mean? And that was so I thought, nah, I need to do some stuff and Leonard's on the screen, man, and like he's in my corner, bro. Like that's where we're at today. You boys, fellowship. But nah, very scary early doors. I didn't know to get through it, but I had to so desperate to if 50 days, 60 days gives me this happiness, imagine what 50 years is gonna give me. I'm okay with that, bro. So that's why I kept coming back. So yeah, no, that's my early recovery, bro. Yeah. Thanks.
Leonard,
It really depends, man, on how much you use, where you come from. But anyone that says early recovery is easy hasn't used enough, because that's fucking crazy. First of all, you got to go through the detox stage. And that's when, you stop using drugs and you can be, depending on what you use, you can get really, really fucking sick. Some people die doing the cold turkey thing. So it depends on that first. And the early recovery for some people, that's why they call it the pink cloud and early recovery. It's just you're going through early days. You haven't really faced anything yet. But the early days for some people, man, I still, like 19 years clean, I can have some days where I feel like it's my first day clean because I'm not used to dealing with life on life's terms, dealing with grief when someone close to you dies or when your kids don't want to talk to you. I feel like a duck out of water. Recovery, early recovery is the one of the hardest things I've ever done. I found it easier to put a balaclava on, jump over a counter and stick up a fucking bank than get clean. Like that, it's a crazy analogy, I know, but I found it easier doing that because the payoff doing the other one was to get me gear. The payoff for getting clean was to go through the horrors. Then you have to face everyone you've robbed and lied to, and you have to remember the lies you've told because one lie covers another lie, and you realise you've lived a whole fucking life, whole life of lies. So early recovery is really important that you don't try and tell someone else that their early recovery is going to be like yours because you don't know what they're recovering from. So I'm really careful when I give answers like this that, like depending on what you've used, how long you've hit it for, how you feel now that you've come out from using, and you just got to give people time to find their own feet, But early recovery is it's the hardest thing I've ever done, but it's also been the most rewarding thing I've ever done because, like Joel said, I've got my kids back in my life. Some of my brothers and sisters talk to me. I've got my nephew. Like people are interested in what I'm doing now. It's attraction. I don't promote what I've got, because I don't really know what I've got. I have got no idea. I just know that my life is not. Look, I'm in fucking Croatia doing a podcast on no bullshit. Like I'm not making this up. But if I was using, I would have told you I've been to fucking Tokyo and Bangkok and London. And the only travelling I ever done was from jail to jail in the meat wagon without windows. But good question again, man.
yeah, they're
Yeah, that was
really
a good
good. They're,
question.
they're not bad questions, man.
Yeah, they're good, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
Daniel?
For me, the early recovery, yeah, it was hard, man. It was hard. It still is a bit hard, I got look, I've still got mates that's like party, invite me out for dinners, and I know I can't go, man, because they. as strong as you can be, if they're around you, like you, God knows what's going to happen. I don't want to put myself in that situation anyway. Like it's bad enough I go to the footy, and that was my thing, man. Go to the footy, fucking get smashed, get on, and that was like my night out, like a nightclub, because I got the kids and that. You can't really fucking go out, and you know what I mean. But it was good because I was with you guys for like the first month, and it wasn't around. It wasn't around at all. So like it was
You
good,
can
man.
you
I
write
finally,
something.
I
Write
finally,
something and not
I
get
got
read.
my, I was in the, I remember one,
Say good to hear
one
you,
day,
son.
yeah, they can hear you, bro. um, bro, like in the first, it was like the first, like, I don't know, 2 weeks or something like that. And when I was in the pool with my son, and thanks, Dad. I was in the pool with my son, and like he was
That's
finally
Florida.
jumping in. He was finally jumping in the water, you know. And I was catching him and that, and he was. I looked into his eyes and I just seen me, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I've never ever like my son's fucking 4, turning 5. I've never even looked at him in the eyes like that before, you know. And it's a good feeling. Um, Now like you guys, I've got my family, I've got my kids in my life. Like man, they never used to ask for me. They never used to ask for me. They always wanted my missus. They go, oh, where's mum? Where's mum? I'll go, oh, I'll do it for you. Nah, I want mum. Because I'm never there, bro. I was always on the couch I was always on the couch all day on my phone, falling asleep on them. While my wife's at work and I'm fucking at home looking after them. I'm falling asleep, not feeding them or nothing, you know? And it was fucking shit. It was shit. But now it's good, man. They're in my life. Look, I got my uncle. I got you, Joel. I got my other
Mm.
uncle. He wait till you guys meet him. and my parents, man, and my wife, like especially my wife and kids, man, it's so fucking good, bro. It's so good. I wouldn't trade it for the world, and I wouldn't, and like I wouldn't even if I ever had the thought of using, I'd just fucking look at my phone and see them free on my phone and say they're worth so much more than that.
Mm.
Yeah.
So, brother.
Good on you, brother.
On
Thanks,
you,
man.
brother. We got what else? What else question? Oh, you got two more
Oh,
over Daniel?
yeah, yep. Two more. Got how did addiction affect your relationship?
Oh
Ooh,
fuck me dead.
that's good.
Relationships. All right.
Smart.
Where do we start?
But this is general public. It's like asking
Where
questions.
do we
These guys are old dads, man.
well no, he's fucking
Hey, you gotta mute yourself, bro.
Your dad's a bit worried. How come he's not? He's delayed and he can't hear us. And like,
Yeah,
I
he's got
just
it. He's doing the traction like when you're on the radio. You can't be on the radio and
yeah,
listen to it.
yeah. All right.
You just go away a bit.
he's
Go
delayed.
away somewhere
He's
else.
in
You
Croatia. What do
gotta
you
Get
want?
him.
mute.
Get him.
You're
Get
on the
him.
other side of the world, bro.
Um how did how did how did my addiction affect
Your
my
relationship.
relationships? Yeah, well yeah, fuck. This is mate, you know, I always well, mate, you know, mum. I nearly put my mum and dad in a grave, you know what I mean? 110% I nearly killed them. Sisters, girlfriends, ex-wives, baby mamas. But that's just the direct ones, you know. Like even, you know, work colleagues did not rock up to work. A couple are on there, you know, concrete is not showing up, you know, leaving them. But that's just the direct ones, you know. I only fought, you know, I only kind of thought, you know, I always used to blame them, of course. It was their fucking fault while I was using anyway. But you know, not only did I just affect that direct person, so I direct, you know, affected, you know, that person, mate, I affected their mums, their dads, their sisters, their, you know, if they had kids or, you know what I mean? Because it was just a ripple effect for me, man. You know, and unfortunately, I learned that after I got clean and got explained. To me, you know what I mean? But how did it affect my relationships, man? I lied, I cheated, I stole, I fucking, you know, that's the truth. You know, my son, you know, like even my son now, you know, where yeah, just learning how to fucking, you know, I'm a son, I'm a dad on the every second week and on FaceTime, and that's the fucking hard truth. You know what I mean? And I couldn't stop. I didn't stop for my firstborn, man. I kept on going. I seen her walk out the door with him, and I fucking just blamed them and her and everyone else that she was related to why I was using, and I let them go. And even the same thing with my second born daughter, man. I cut the umbilical cord, man. I fucking and I this is no exaggeration. This, you know, I slept for about a week when Mia was about to have her, and then I was good for 2, 3 days. I cut the umbilical cord, and then I fucking went and wet the head for about a month. And when I say wet the head, man, I didn't come home, and that's fair dinkum did not come home. You know, to me, I was wetting the head, um, and that's the truth. You know, I missed out on so much early. She's still young, but I missed out on a lot of early doors, you know, of her and my son too, you know, but you know, mums, dads, fucking you name it, and then obviously all the ripple effect off that, you know what I mean? You know, yeah, that's how my addiction really affected my relationships, mate. I couldn't. I'm only just starting to get trusted now, you know, by people, by everybody. You know, it's not fully back yet. They're still waiting for me to fuck up. You know what I mean? Or if if I don't answer my phone or whatever to my lady, my man, or somebody like, is he fucking up? That's the ripple effect, bro. That's the hard truth. You know, that's the trauma I've caused them. You know, just I might be just doing fuck all, and straight away they go to, is he fucked up? Or you know what I mean? That's the whack, man. You know, or that's the go, man. That's my mum used to get up every day and check the fucking news and see if I'm on it, or I'm dead or in jail, or that was it, man. That's how it really, yeah, it really affected my relationships. And some of them I can make amends to, and a lot, that are probably gone, and and they've got to accept that as well, and but that's the repercussions I live with today, and that's, yeah. So, for me to make amends to all them relationships that I have hurt, I just got to go to bed sober and wake up sober, and just keep being honest, willing, and honest, open minded, and willing, and then that's all I can do on my part, So yeah, that's that. Yeah, Leonard.
Yeah, relationships, man. Honestly, I think what I've learned over the years, 36 years of practicing this stuff, relationships are all about recovery because the disconnect is in the relationships. It doesn't matter how much you love your kids, the addiction will win over. It doesn't matter
Where's
how
the
much you love your family. Can you hear me?
Yeah, all good, bro.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how much, So I didn't have many relationships at the end of my addiction. They were relationships. If there was shit, I just lied and lied and lied. And I forgot who I told lies to, man. I robbed people that I should never have robbed. I couldn't even face myself, like they used to say, how do you look at yourself in the mirror, like it's just embarrassing, And a lot of people don't understand that, like you got to separate the addiction from the person because that's not the same person that's robbing you, that's trying to feed an addiction that won't let up until you feed it. It's like the most selfish. Addicts are selfish, Like I'll speak about me because a lot of people that just are still using, they don't think they're selfish until later on. But I swear, I didn't leave no stone unturned to feed my habit. I just kept going and going and going. It didn't matter how much jail I'd done, how much my kids didn't want to see me. Um, I just kept going, So today I'm building relationships. Step 9 is about making amends to the people that you've harmed. Now, I didn't think I was hurting anyone because I just felt like I liked using drugs and people should just mind their own business and should leave me alone. But when you're lying to people that love you, they're worried about you, you're stealing from them. I mean, of course you're hurting people. My poor mum, she used to sit next to the phone waiting for the phone call to tell them that I was either dead, back in jail, or I'd murdered someone or someone had murdered me. She used to tell me that all the time. She used to say she felt safest when I was in prison. Like, that's not a nice thing to hear from your mum. But I understand totally what she's saying today. So my relationships, I've got a lot of work to do. I'm 20 years in this time, back to back days of clean days, and I'm building on the relationships that I'm meeting new people every day. And when I meet people, they don't believe that I've got a history like I've got. you know, because they get to meet me today based on what I'm doing today. So it's like, I hope I never like go back to the way I used to be, but like it's already been said, mate, recovery is ongoing. It's never complete. It's never finished. And I can't look. I've been in overseas for 2.5 months. Everywhere we go, everyone's drinking, man. Everyone says, "Would you like a drink?" You know, I no, I can't drink, but I can't say that to them. They don't understand it. So I just say, "No thanks, no thanks, no thanks." And you know, sometimes I think I wish I could, but I can't. You know, and why would I destroy what I've got? You know, for the sake of having a drink or a smoke a dope or whatever. You know, so relationships are it's hard work, man. It's hard work. You know, look, you have to look people in the eye and hope that they believe you, because when you've told lies for 30 years and then you start telling the truth for fucking 6 months to 1 year, I can't expect people to believe everything I say. I can see some of them shaking their heads and looking at each other going, never listen to this cunt. Is he kidding? Does he really think we believe him? But the truth can't be investigated. The truth cannot be investigated. You know, this is, I'll finish on this, but this is the only disease and illness that the more you practice, the worse you become at it.
Mm.
Anything else, the more you practice, the better you become at it. But this, the more you practice addiction, the worse you become. So relationships are, that's what recovery is all about.
Thanks, brother.
Thanks, Lenny. Yeah,
Daniel?
for me, yeah, fucked mine, man. Fucked mine. Um, my wife left a few times with the kids, a couple of times. Not many people know about it, but she went for fucking like a month and a couple of weeks another time. And there was fuck, but it still didn't make me stop. I still kept going, man. Like, and I hit it, but I don't, I hit it. Maybe I hit it to myself. I don't know if I fucking hit it good, but everyone else knew. But I thought, oh sweet, I hit it. Even with my parents, man. My dad's not. My dad fucking knows. He's not a dumb cunt. He knows, and he just used to like. I think he used to ignore it. But yeah, it fucked all my relationships, man. Like you guys, no one trusted me. No one trusts me now. Like I'm not even that. I'm not even that I'm what 6 months, just over 6 months, and I've still got a long way to go. But I can feel like all the trust is back in my life, especially with my kids, man. And that was the main. That was what I always like was saying. This like when I first started getting clean. Like it's for my kids are proud of me, my wife's proud of me, my parents are proud of me. But I had one bloke in the rooms, and he come up to me and he goes, "Why don't you ever say that you're proud of yourself?" You know, and I never realized, like, I go, fuck, I go, you know what? I am proud of myself now. I should be proud of myself. But this whole thing is for my kids, man. Like, always, even like when like, towards the end when I was like using and that, I was thinking, fuck, I hope I wake up the next day because I don't want my kids to grow up without a dad, you know? And how fuck's that? Like, you using and going, like, thinking that, like, what the fuck you going? What are you using for? Just fucking stop if you were so worried about it. But the next week came, fucking the next Thursday came, next Friday came. I had a fucking one drink, and I was on again. Just
Mm.
one drink all it took. So that's why, yeah, that's why fucking it's no good for me to drink because at least other things, it just fucking does that much shit, you know. Like, bro, I used to go to the footy, come home. And we used to go out and eat. It took me like the whole 1 hour to eat one slice of pizza. And I'm in the shed at home till 4 or 5 in the morning punting on fucking South African horse racing and shit, you know? Right, cunt. Right, cunt. And I had like my bar fridge right in front of me, so that was there. I sat on a little stool in a little tiny shed, drinking and fucking having a line, having a smoke and betting. Like, and that was what I was doing, fucking all the time. And then once I heard the birds, fuck, I better get to bed before they wake up, you know. And I'll just go to sleep, pretend oh yeah, I'm awake now. And then when my missus went to work, bro, I'm back on the couch, out cold. Like, fucking, so that's a shit. It's shit, man. But now, like, fuck, my, I've been, at, I used to think my wife was the biggest head fuck, bro, like biggest head fuck. And I used to tell her, shut the fuck up, you're doing me head in. But I was the head fuck, bro. I was the fucking head fuck in the relationship. Like it was my fuck. It was me. I should have been there. I like I am now. I would never help her. I didn't help her do anything, bro. Didn't help her with the kids. Didn't do nothing, bro. I done fuck all. And I used to say, "Oh, I had a hard day at work. Had a hard day at work," and let her do everything. But now I'm there with her. I'm helping her. I wash the dishes. We cook dinner together. We bath the kids together. Put them to sleep together. And we're like a team. Like this house is like so we're like a team in this house, you know. And we never had that before. My kids are 5 and 4, so like it's all new to them. But like you can tell, I feel like that they know that I'm different now because now they're just coming up to me. My daughter comes up to me and she goes, "Dad, I love you so much," and I never ever had that for 5 years, man. And now I get that every night. She gives me a hug, grabs me by the head, and both of them do. And it's so much better. My relationship with them is just the fucking best. My relationship with my parents is good. My wife, it's good. And even with my brother and sister, man, it's good. It's unreal. Even the people at work, I'm different, and they all see it. And like my workers even come up to me and say, "Bro, like we're proud of you," because they used to know, bro. I used to fucking go in after 1 o'clock, bro, on a Thursday or Friday, bro. That was that. Like, and my old man's up there, his partner's up there, bro. I'm running amok, bro. You know what I mean? Oh, I still got the fucking bowl in the toilet. The bowl in the toilet I used to rack lines off. Remember I showed you the other day, Joel? Still got it in there, man.
That's
And I look at
embarrassing.
it every fucking day. I look at it and I laugh. I'm like, fuck. You know what I mean? And then that's that, yeah. But my fucking thanks to this program, and man, it's unreal. But this program's for anyone, man. Like just like I don't think it's just for addicts and that. You can use it in everyday life to help you out in every situation. So it's good, man. It's good.
Yeah. What else you got, bros? Last question.
Last question. Um, what's been the hardest part of recovery for you?
Mm, fuck, the whole lot. Nah. No, man. The hardest part of recovery for me, obviously, early doors, was hard because I felt like I was missing out. Because as much as it fucked my life, I still fucking enjoyed. I still loved it, right? Like, I mean, I've done it for so long. Like Leonard said before, I'm an addict. That's all I knew how to do, and that's so it was kind of the missing out. The men were having a drink and a couple of cheekies and this and that, and I knew if I'd done that, I would be straight back onto the other. Um, so it was the missing out. You know, the quick earns, the quick cash, the whim. Everything. Everything that I think. That letting all that go. I've done it for so long. That was hard, and most important, today, all the train wreck that I've left behind, as far as debts, ATO chasing me, fines chasing me for fucking Jesus, fuck, man, hundreds, and ATO chasing me hundreds. All these debts I've got to do, all that stuff, because I just use on it, like any kind of drama or problem, I just fucking use on it, man. I just get numb and go for it. Let's go. Nothing really fucking, concerned it. The relationship with me and my son, that's the hardest. That's probably one of the hardest things in my recovery because, I'm not his full time dad, and you know what I mean. It's very, very. It's a hard one, man, because I got to give him back on every Monday, and you know what I mean? That's a hard one. That's definitely a hard one. That kind of gets me. No matter how many times I do it, no matter how much of a great weekend we'll have, that's all it is a weekend. That's a hard one. Yeah, and and obviously my behaviours, man. Like learning a little bit about myself. Like I just used to just use on it. So any kind of emotion, any kind of a fucking I'd just go get numb. I would just fucking numb it, mate, with drugs and alcohol. And now I've got to deal with it, but I actually can deal with it, and that's fucking what's amazing. I've had I had a week. I had a rough couple of days, and I thought, fuck this program. What's it? I did, man. Fuck this program. I thought it's all supposed to be gifts and fucking glory, but you know what? I actually didn't use. I actually didn't drink and I didn't pick up. Thanks to this program. So, but no, yeah, the hardest things, obviously, like you said, there's just a bit of a train wreck that I've left behind that, but I can actually deal with that today. That's the fucking best thing about it. Um, yeah. So, I'll keep coming back. I'm a happy camper, man. I'm okay today. I'm learning how to be okay and not grouse, not really good, not really fucking shit. I'm fucking just learning how to be okay, and I'm okay with that. So, no, over to you, Leonard.
Yeah, man, I agree with it. I agree. Everything. It's all really hard. One of the biggest things that I find is that I can't undo the damage that I've done to a lot of people, particularly my children. My two eldest girls, they lived through it, visiting me in prison, talking to me on a phone through glass with wire in the middle of it, wanting to hug me and not being able to. And I'm not living like that anymore, but that'll never take away the damage that I caused them in the early days, and just the ongoing, like working a program. A lot of people think just getting clean is enough, mate. It's not enough for me anymore. There's a beautiful saying in the AA fellowship that if you take the alcohol out of a fruitcake, what you're left with is a fruitcake. I've got to sort the fruitcake out. My thinking is fucked up. My head tells me that I can have a drink. My head tells me I don't need to do this anymore because I've been doing it for 19 years. I can have a break now. I'm on holiday. Surely I can have a bit of a break, but I can't. I've got to keep going. I've got to meditate. I don't have to, but if I want a good quality recovery, I've got to do all the things that they suggest to do. Like meditation's in the steps, praying is in the steps, accepting and surrendering is in the steps. There's all these things that you got to do. Like you can't just get clean and stay clean by doing nothing. It's really hard, to front up every day and wake up. Like, Joel just said it, when you have bad days, I get the fuckets, man. I get the fuckets. I get fuck you, fuck the program, fuck everybody. And who do I end up fucking? I end up fucking myself. Like these things today, I got a little bit of awareness, but it's really fucking hard to stay clean and front up every day and follow through with what you're saying, because it's so easy to do the talk. It's so easy to just come here or go to meetings and, sprout your fucking bullshit. But, it's really hard. Are you living it? Does your audio match your video? Because if it doesn't, you're talking shit and not much has changed because I used to do that when I was using. I used to say one thing and do another. I'll be home soon, come back 3 weeks later. It wasn't me that took the money. My brother, he's passed away now. I robbed him once and I helped him look for his wallet for nearly an hour. And he had no idea and he still trusted me. He knew it was me, but he just wanted to. So there's a lot that's hard, man. It's really hard, but like if you keep going, you've reaped the rewards. Like I'm reaping the rewards of a good recovery now. 3 months away with my brother-in-law, my sister, meeting people like different languages, different cultures, and it brought to my attention when we were in Athens, we stayed in a hotel room and downstairs there were all these junkies scoring, using, like laying in the gutters, like down and out. It really brought it to my attention that this is never a done deal. You got to keep going, Leonard. You got to keep going. So I find that really hard sometimes, but if I keep going with a good attitude and good people in my corner, I'll be fine. And I'll end it on there too. Thanks, Daniel, Joel.
Thanks,
On you,
bro.
Leonard. Daniel, son.
Yeah, man. The same as me, man. The hard things are fuck. Listen to everyone, like your mates, and that you speak to them. Especially like I call them. I call a couple of them on the way to the meetings in the mornings, because I know they're still awake and I know they're still partying, and they're like, "Fuck!" I'll tell them, "Come on, come. I'll come pick you up." And they're like, "Ah, fuck off." But like, bro, I used to be. I'd be with them at 6 in the morning, still fucking drinking, still talking shit, still fucking doing whatever we're doing. But I do miss it, man. But like, you know what? I'll go to the meeting. I'll leave. I'll come to home to my kids, and it's fucking, it's not worth it, bro. It's not worth it at all. Like that fucking a couple of hours of fucking of fun and whatever. It's not worth it, man. You got too much to lose with the kids and that, man. Um, that's the hardest part for me, man. That's the hardest part. Even at work, it's getting better now. Like at work, when I got a headache at work. I used to go fucking straight to the toilet, bro. Fucking have a crack. But now I like Leonard. Last time I had a bad few days of work, and he sent me that fuck it meditation. It's the best thing I've ever heard in my life, man.
Hmm.
Best meditation I've heard in my life. It's unreal, man. And yeah, but like I'm starting to get over the getting over that, like the hard bit from like just missing like the what is it, that FOMO shit. You know what I mean? That's all it is. But now it's getting better. It's getting better. Like now I'm at home. I'm in bed on a Saturday night by 8 o'clock. You know, I don't even I don't even think about it anymore, and it's so good, man. It's unreal. So yeah, that's about it, man.
Nah, on you, Danny.
Yeah.
Right, bro. Is that the whole? Is that all the questions, Buzzy?
That's all we got. Yeah, that's all we got for now,
No,
mate.
that was mad, man. Thanks.
Yeah,
Obviously, you know who you are, so thanks for
for the
them
mess, yeah,
questions.
for
We'll
the
obviously
questions.
keep
Yeah.
it
Hit us up. Hit us
anonymous.
up with more.
Yeah, this week we'll be on this time next week. And hit us up with some new ones, man, and we'll share about it, man. That was not bad. On you, Leonard.
And
Thank you, Baba.
you're making me miss home and away, Joel.
Haha, fucking.
I
I'm gonna try to work out how to record this fucking thing now. Fuck.
told you, man. Me at the. Did you record it?
Hey, thanks.